Hey guys, welcome back! As I mentioned at the end of my last episode, today I really want to focus on building my witch farm and seeing how well it works. Now, I know, witch farms are generally not super popular to build because you can just build a raid farm and get all of the drops and much more even faster. However, whenever I debated building a raid farm, it never felt quite right to me. Not that I ever had a problem with people building them or anything, but they just never really felt like something that would fit in my own world. And now it's kind of looking like raid farms aren't going to work anymore, or at least as well as they did when the new update comes out, so I think I like my choices. Plus, I'm not trying to support a server or an industrial district or anything, it's just me and my love of building projects with a farm or at least a purpose behind them, so I think this is going to be perfect for both me and my world. However, from everything I've heard, witch farms are not the fastest out there, so I am interested to see how effective this farm is going to be, but there's only one way to really find out. So let's build it up and see how it looks. I have to say, that is definitely one of the simplest and easiest to understand farms I have ever built, and the tutorial was very easy to follow. It's a design by Fast Jazz, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to take a look yourself, but I have a very good feeling about this farm, and my favourite thing about it is its simplicity. There's no slime block, flying machines, flip-flop stuff to try and wrap my head around, it's just simple. A witch spawns, triggers the tripwire, flips the trapdoors, water comes out, pushes the witch down a hole, and they die by entity cramming from the minecarts. A truly lovely design. And I also like that with building it this way, you can actually see the witches through the tinted glass if you use Freecam or if you catch some witches spawning as you walk in or fly down from AFKing. I always really like a farm where you can actually see it working instead of everything just happening inside like a big mysterious box. And speaking of things happening inside this particular mysterious box, it looks like just in the time it took me to build the AFK platform, we have already gathered a couple of bits of loot, which is very promising. Also, don't worry, I have an actual plan for a proper storage system for this farm, but it's just going to come with the larger build, so this is just a temporary stopgap. However, I did say that one of the things I was very intrigued by is the actual rates for this farm and how effective it's going to be, so I think we need to give this a proper timed test and see how much we can get from, let's say, 1 hour of AFKing. So let's take everything out that's currently in there and let's see how good this farm is. Well, after a small issue when I realised I hadn't lit everywhere up to stop the regular mob spawning, we've now had a proper 1 hour test, and honestly, it's a pretty decent return. I mean, it's not super duper fast or anything, but for just AFKing during dinner or something, it is not bad at all and should be more than enough to keep me going. And when I get around to actually making a proper storage area for this, like I mentioned earlier, I think I'll probably just do some item filters as well, so if I do end up doing a longer AFK session, we don't just like fill up on sticks and miss out on all the redstone and glowstone and all the good stuff. So I think this is going to turn out very, very nicely. But now we've checked how effective the witch farm is, I'm kind of tempted to see what sort of rates we might expect from our slime farm. Now, I'm obviously not going to build the full farm or anything, but we could at least build some of the surface of this hill and double check the spawn rates, especially because I do really want to make sure I got the Y level correct and didn't mess up anything too much. So let's start by doing a basic surface of the hill and seeing how it looks. Well, another 4 shulker boxes of dirt later, and boy did I not expect to start this project off by using quite this much dirt. We may not have a nicely terraformed hill or anything yet, but what we do have is a spawning platform that we can use to check if slimes are actually going to properly spawn in our farm. And I think with some careful positioning of our AFK platform and actually remembering to light everything up so hopefully only slime should be able to spawn, this will hopefully work for us. So I think it's time we head up and wait for nighttime. Oh, I cannot tell you how terrified I was that I was about to find out that I've built this entire hill wrong, but just look at those slimes. I am so happy right now. I mean, it's not necessarily the fastest slime farm ever, I'm sure, but they are spawning, and the spawn rates will also depend on like the phase of the moon, so I'm just so happy that it's working. And you know, I'd call today a fantastic success. We have a working witch farm, and it looks like our slime farm should also work once we get round to building it. I think next episode I may actually start tackling the build for the witch farm. And I mean, as you can see from the footprint, it is rather large, so I probably won't finish it, but I would love to at least make a start, and who knows what else we'll get up to. That is for us to figure out later on. For now, thank you guys for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!